The Joe Rogan Experience.
Yeah. It just shows like, wow, this is wild. This is a wild sport.
It's pretty exciting.
How long are the rounds? Are they normal length? 3 minutes?
5 rounds of 3 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. But
so
then,
it's very similar to Muay Thai.
Yes, but then the crazy part, which my fights I fought in traditional Litwy rules, is that you have an injury timeout.
Timeout.
So meaning that, let's say you knock me out, Joe, and then they pull me out in my ring, in my corner. They slap my face. They bite my ear. They pull my hair.
Bite your ear.
Whatever. They want to make me up. They want
bite your ear.
But that helps you wake you up.
Really?
I don't know. It hurts. No, it wakes you up.
Have they done that?
Not to me. I never used my.
But you've seen people do that.
Pull the hair, yeah.
You've seen them bite each other's ears?
Yeah, they just like, they mumble. They
just chew on the ear a little bit? Really?
It hurts, no?
Well, I'm sure it hurts, but I mean, what about ice? It seems like that'd be a better way to wake you up.
They do everything. Because let's say you have 2 minutes to get revived.
Okay, so you get KO'd.
Yeah.
And the fight's not over?
2 minutes to get revived.
Why isn't the fight over?
I don't know. That's the traditional back to 2,000 years ago. They want to give another chance.
What?
But the WLC, thankfully.
Oh my God, that is so crazy.
Yeah.
WLC's eliminating
that.
With
that, and I'm good with that. If you want guys to have a career out of Litwy, right?
Yeah.
It's better for the brain.
Oh yeah, a lot better.
Because I've seen, I think only seen one time. Actually, it was Tuntunmin with I think Cyrus Wood. Actually, you get the only guy. You get knocked out. He went back to his corner, got revived, and won the fight.
What?
Yeah,
he win by decision?
No,
there's no decisions.
The towel.
Cyrus Washington's corner threw in the towel. Yeah. Why would you do bald ponytail?
It's so funny, man.
Is there a girl out there that fucks guys only who are bald with ponytails?
Sadly, yeah.
Come on.
Sadly, someone fucks the bald ponytail guy.
How's that work?
What's his game?
Yeah.
Money.
Speaking of bald ponytail, did you see what happened in the game when LeBron's hair fell off?
Somebody showed me a photo, but I thought that looked so... Was that real?
No, it's real. Look, the guy is a fucking billionaire.
Yeah.
He's a god amongst men.
Yeah.
He's a giant super athlete with a really well-shaped head. What the fuck, man?
Shave your head, bud.
Shave your goddamn head.
Pull up that picture because I want to see the fucking...
He's got some nonsense glued on his head that's like not his hair.
He has a toupee?
Look at that. Look at that. See, his hair moved up and someone had to tell him. Says, oh, thanks, bro. So you get the bandana back in place. His hair moved.
Wait, why did he...
Yeah, he's got some shit glued on his head. Bro, the guy, he's handsome. He's a superior physical specimen.
LeBron's hair falls out during game.
Oh, God. Go full screen, Jamie. Full screen.
There it goes. It keeps disappearing.
Anthony Davis is telling him, hey, dog, your hair's up. Your hair fell off, dog. Oh, he did tell him.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, he's pointing to
his hair. Something's up with your hair.
And he's laughing. Are they friends?
Yeah.
He's the only guy. That's what I was telling you. He's the only guy on the team that could probably tell him that. Anybody else would get traded immediately.
Look at him. He's fucking with his hair. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
And last night, he didn't have the headband on. He had somebody fix it up nice.
Oh, God.
He did have the headband on?
No, did not last night.
Look at his... That's nonsense. What's going on with his hair?
Hey, something wrong with your hair.
Yo, dog. Look, he's laughing. Yo, dog. Gotta fix that. Just so weird. Like, why does he want to deal with that? You know what it is? Because he hasn't accepted it yet.
Yeah, but also he's still young. He's 35.
Whatever.
Yeah, I know, but in his mind, he's like, I gotta still be the young guy, you know?
But shave your fucking
That's
head.
like John Cena grew his hair out now. I saw him on a fucking billboard, and he has long hair, and he always had like short military cut, you know?
Well, he's trying to be a family man now.
I know, he wants to be that guy.
You were talking about the movies he's doing now.
It's like a kid's firefighter movie or some bullshit. Oh, come on, dude.
Just kind of, he always seemed to accept the fact that he was like, this is it. I'm a genius at this. All right.
Well, he did it differently. He would do, he was probably the most prolific big name guy of all time. And he actually inspired Louis C.K. to do a new hour every year because that's what he did.
Carlin, yeah.
George did a new hour every year. And part of the reason why he did that is
275 nights a year.
That's crazy. But part of the reason why is he owed a lot of money.
He did. Big time debt.
I don't know how that happened, but he
in his book,
up.
Last Words, he talks about like he bought a jet, and sometimes he would
bought a jet.
He in the 70s, he was that fucking huge. He bought a jet, and he would sit on the runway in Long Island at a fucking LaGuardia.
Yeah.
And just do coke in the fucking plane. Like his book, Last Words, is amazing.
Wow.
They published it posthumously, but he was working on it with Tony Hendra before he died. He was so awesome, man. Like, I think about him all the time. Anytime I jump on stage, because every night after Reboot, we get up on stage and work the crowd and stuff.
I got a chance to say hello to him once. That was it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I met him at the Comedy Store. He was very friendly. Said hi to everybody. Said hi to the door guys.
Hey, how are you?
Said hi to me.
Hey, George Carlin, how are you?
He didn't know who the fuck I was. He had no idea. Just said hi. I said, hey, man, how you doing? And that's it. That was our thing.
I worked with him a few times in the movies and stuff. One of my favorite fucking memories of George Carlin is we go see him do a show, me and Chris Rock. It was me and my wife, Jen, and Chris was married to his wife, Malak, at that point. And George was playing at Caesars in Atlantic City. And so he's like, I got seats for you guys up front and stuff. So, Rock was like, had his role with the New. He was like fucking at the height of his game and shit. And so we go see the show. And Carlin had a bit where it was like people I could do without. Like guys named Skip, shit like that. Mm-hmm. And one of them was people I could do without. Any man over the age of 12 who wears their baseball cap backwards. So, long before I met him, I'd always hear that bit and be like, ah. So the night we're at the show, he's up there doing a bit, and he's like, another person I could do without? Kevin, you're exempt from this. Guys over the age of 12 who wear their baseball cap backwards. And Rock, like my eyes lit up and Rock's next to me and Rock goes, he knows who you are. Even though like we'd worked together on the movie and shit. It was so
That made
awesome.
you exempt though.
For the show.
For the bit.
Because I was there. Kind of sweet.
Nice.
But if you get a similar story coming out of Iran, for example, who's not a U.S. ally, or they love to go after Maduro, and I'm not saying he's a good guy, but they go after Maduro because he's not a U.S. ally, so they could harp away on all the negative things about him, but we're not having a conversation about Jamal Khashoggi. We're not having a conversation about people being beheaded in the public square for stuff like sorcery, Joe. They kill people in Saudi Arabia for sorcery and witchcraft and drug smuggling and apostasy. If you don't think God is real and you say that in Saudi Arabia, they could kill you. They could cut your head off in the public square.
Are they really killing people for sorcery?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. They're killing people for sorcery. It's crazy.
The Khashoggi thing is super disturbing because it seems like everybody's like, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
I know.
I mean, it would have been cleaner if they just made him have some sort of heart attack or an accident or something along those lines.
If there was plausible deniability in any way.
The way they did it, it's almost like this guy wanted them to do it a certain way. He wanted them to chop this guy up and put him in bags and deliver him out of the country in suitcases and shit, or whatever the fuck they did, however they got rid of him. It's such a disturbing decision that they made.
Yeah, and they know they're going to get away with it. And again, this is what happens.
Right? It's been over a year.
They have. They absolutely have.
When was the murder? How long ago?
Last time I was on the podcast, we spoke about it, and last time I was on the podcast was a year ago, so it was over a year ago.
And it's just, whatever.
Again, if they're our ally, that means, they really do. There's so much business that goes on between the U.S. and Saudi Arabia and the weapons deals and everything that the argument, Trump actually made this argument in the White House sitting next to, the Saudi crown prince. He's like, they're buying so many weapons. It's so tremendous, the weapons they're buying. And he holds up like the pictures of this from Raytheon. This is what he's getting. This is from Boeing. This is what he's getting. And it's like, oh my God, imagine for a second, it's anybody, like imagine it was a deal like that with Kim Jong-un. He's like, we're selling Kim Jong-un these tremendous weapons.
Didn't he threaten us today?
Who? I didn't see if Kim Jong-un did.
Didn't Kim Jong-un threaten us today? I think they...
I was waiting to show you this.
Oh, we got here. Saudi Arabia's anti-witchcraft unit breaks another spell. What? The unit, established in 2009, is charged with apprehending sorcerers and reversing the detrimental effects of their spells in the Gulf country. Let me see the picture. Scroll up for the picture. Oh, my God.
That's not much.
That looks like Baghdad Bob. You remember Baghdad Bob?
From
the Iraq War, where when Iraq was getting slaughtered, he was like, everything's great, Iraq's kicking ass. Do you remember that
Yes,
guy?
I do remember that.
He was like their Ministry of Propaganda guy.
Yeah. It's like Ahmed Chalabi, the guy who they wanted to be the...
when the severed head of a wolf wrapped in woman's lingerie turned up near the city of... How do you say that?
Tabuk? I have no idea. In
northern Saudi Arabia this week, authorities knew they had another case of witchcraft on their hands, a capital offense in the ultra-conservative Desert Kingdom. Is that really what it is? Is that conservative?
It was what my body was responding to against malaria. The first time I lost 33 pounds in 5 days. And so I was vomiting red and green, blood and bile. I lost most of my hearing. My peripheral vision started disappearing. Jesus. I had something called blackwater fever, where my urine was literally as dark as that black clock.
Take pictures of it.
I didn't. Probably should have.
Yeah.
It freaked me out. 5 days I didn't urinate. And then when I finally did, if you Google blackwater fever, 1 in 4 or 1 in 2 people that get it, they die.
You didn't urinate for how many days?
5 days. 5 days I couldn't pee.
Oh my God.
They were trying to get IVs in me. My veins were collapsing.
Oh Jesus.
So that was pretty brutal. But yeah, man. So I'm getting my health better there because I do want to fight again if I can.
But how can you if you have this
I don't
stuff
know.
in your brain?
Well, I'm journaling my road to recovery.
But if they don't know what this parasite is, how are they treating it? Like, how are they going to get it out of your system?
Hopefully they don't find anything because I just got off those rounds of. So they're testing me for Lyme disease.
Mm-hmm.
They're testing me for all these kind of parasites, amoebas,
Right.
bacterias.
You can get Lyme disease in the
mold.
Congo?
Well, I've been camping out here and I've gotten like bit by 5 or 10 ticks or
Jesus,
something like
bro.
that. So, but yeah, there's these wicked kind of ticks. My record is pulling 5 roaches out of my beard in one
Oh
night.
Christ!
So there's tons of bugs there.
Do you know does Oklahoma have that Rocky Mountain?
I think so.
Tick? No, not that. No,
Or the
I'm sorry,
Lone
Lone
Star?
Star tick,
Yes.
the one that gives you
The
a
Lone
meat
Star one,
allergy.
I've had that.
Have you had that one?
I've been bit by that one. I don't think I have a meat allergy though. I hope not.
Yeah, that's a crazy one. What is it called? Alpha galactose. It's something that it's the reaction that this tick bite gives you. It makes you allergic to this specific element in red meat.
Wow.
Yeah, you can only eat fish, and like if you try to eat meat, you'll get really sick.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That is crazy.
Tick.
But they're trying to figure it out. Why? This is going to be crazy. Why I'm 32 and I've had shingles 5 times. My first time I got malaria, I don't know if you can see the white in my beard over here, but I got white in my beard the first time I had malaria. The second time I had malaria, I had white come out in my beard down here.
So your
And
body's just freaking out.
Yeah. So then now I've got shingles 5 times. And then this is going to sound crazy, but I know I have to have a, this might be too much information, but I know I have to have a bowel movement whenever my nose starts running. So literally, whenever I have to go,
Your
my
nose starts running, and then you take
running and running and running.
How is that
And
connected?
I don't know. That's what they're looking into.
Did you ever see any of Steven Seagal when he was very young?
Mm-hmm.
When he was
Yep.
teaching in Japan?
I was totally fast. I mean, it's like, and it's really
It's weird,
like,
right?
Like me, right? Like
Yeah.
like serious actor, thoughtful actor. I'm like, what did you know? But I like Above the Law.
Yeah.
Because I was into all that stuff when Above the Law came out, and there was the scene in Above the Law, and he's in an Aikido, gi with the black thing, and he's doing this thing, and I was I was like, oh my God, like this is so cool. Like, when have you ever seen this in a movie?
Yeah.
And he was a big guy.
And he made it violent.
Yeah,
It was
big
very
and-
unusual sort of contribution to martial arts because in martial arts movies.
Yeah.
He made it realistic.
Yeah.
Like it was one of the most realistic martial arts movies ever.
Yeah, it was, and when you look back on it, it there's things about it that don't date super well.
Of course, but he
But,
was
but
undeniably
literally what you just
skillful.
showed, the
Yeah.
thing of the guy coming, it's that simple thing, that thrust and the break and the thing. It's
Yes.
He also in the film, when the guys come at him, shows you how it burns your brain. There's a scene where there's in a bodega, and the guy, I think he smashes a bottle, and he comes at him, and he does like a move in Aikido. It's called like Kotagaishi. It's like it's like the wrist, it's like the wrist break flip over, and it was just like, oh my God, like he's doing like nuanced Aikido moves in a big action movie. It was kind of cool.
Well, he was one of the first, I think the first Westerner to run a dojo in Japan. I mean, he was a legitimate Aikido master.
Yeah, and I think, but what's interesting is when I studied over there, it was slightly controversial because I don't think he had broken away from like Yushiba Aikido. He was doing like the way that Gracie Jiu-Jitsu is not pure Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. He was doing something with this. It was associated more with Osaka than Tokyo, where the Hombu Dojo and Aikido is. And there was
some controversy.
Yeah, there was just like the way things are with schools of thought. But yeah, he had a certain legit kind of thing, and it's really wild because people like Mike Ovitz, who was like the power agent of all of Hollywood in the '80s. Mike got a black belt training with Seagal. Like he was really serious Aikidoist.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
yeah, it does.
He's a cautionary tale too, though. I mean, not even Ovis. I mean, Seagal. You know.